Hello and welcome to the RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Podcast. I'm Ryan Belongi, joined as always on Friday by Jordan Cooper to talk about Saturday's slate, where it's only two games now that we're in the knockout round. And we have the Americans against the Netherlands and Argentina against Australia. We're doing this slate in the middle of the games on Friday, so we don't have a DraftKings slate up yet. We don't have prices out yet, but I think we can break it down. What do you think, Jordan?
Yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward. I mean, we could go by what we expect the pricing to be based on previous slates. And I'm is this going to be a controversial take? At the forward position, for cash games, I don't think I'm playing Gakpo, and I don't think I'm playing Pulisic.
Wow. Maybe that will be controversial because I was expecting to say that I was going to play Messi and Pulisic almost regardless of price. I mean, obviously we're playing Messi, so no Pulisic. I assume that means you're going to play one of these Argentina forwards.
I think if we take a look at the odds, Argentina is a minus 500 favorite over Australia. Netherlands is minus 115 over the U.S. We have on the sheet, even though the pricing for DraftKings isn't up, we have the FanDuel slates up. So we do have, I could see the goal scoring odds and everything, the free kick tracker, the player stats and everything, the odds report. So go to rotowire.com/soccer trial. No credit card required. And take a look for a week or so and see if you like it, and then subscribe because it's really cheap. But Argentina, 2.24 implied goal total. Netherlands 1.46, US 0.96, Australia 0.57. I just feel as if why not have the capture method of I think Gakpo or Pulisic, over every set piece for the U.S. It's a much more competitive game, but I feel like Argentina could go out and win this 4-0. Why not play 6 Argentinians in your lineup? Why not just? I don't have to worry about who scores, who doesn't score. Why don't I just go right down the pike and go, because the Pulisic and Gakpo are probably the two most, options that we want in the other game, but we don't have the pricing, but I'm assuming they're going to be like 9,000, right? Somewhere 9 to 10K in that range. Messi's probably going to be 12K, right? And then it's like, okay, do I play Pulisic, Gakpo, or Di Maria? Or do I play Lautaro Martinez or Julian Alvarez, depending on who starts? I think they'll all be priced in a similar range. And I just expect with the goal total for Argentina is like twice as much as is a goal higher than the Netherlands, and USA has under 1 implied goal total. I mean, from a floor perspective, yeah, I like Pulisic from I 12 points as a floor, sure, but it's quite possible you get 20 plus out of these Argentinians, and I don't have to worry about who. Just let me take one of Martinez or Di Maria. I just feel like I'm going to play 6 Argentinians and find 2 punts. Play like Weston McKennie. It'll probably be like 3,800 or something like that, or Musa or something like that. Maybe Cameron Carter-Vickers at sub 3K or something. Basically the 2 players that I'm playing that are in Argentina are purely just whatever fits at whatever price, and can I get 3 points out of them, and it doesn't matter. And maybe that ends up being a goalkeeper, just so I could get 6 outfield Argentinians in, and not necessarily the Argentina's goalkeeper. I just feel like that's even I could have played DeGenic or something at Australia's right back. Will probably be like 2,600 or something. I could see that. What can, I'm going to say what can go wrong, but Argentina is such a big favorite. Why do I want to spend the salary on a non-Argentina player?
Well, you said you don't have to worry about who, but then you're not going to play both of Di Maria and Alvarez. So
No, but I
you
don't.
do
But
you
you have
do
to. I
kind of
have to
have to worry
expect that my
about who.
opponents aren't going to play both either. So like, I don't think I'm.
So
I don't think I'm kill.
I
I don't think I get killed as much by not playing what like Messi plus Pulisic, and then the rest. I
yeah.
feel like
So I guess yeah. I'm not sure there's that big of a difference to playing 6 Argentina players or playing 5 but having Pulisic instead of Di Maria. Um, Look, it makes sense what you're saying. I just don't like Di Maria getting subbed at 60 minutes. I know it's a great matchup. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's really all.
I mean, it's a knockout game. They need to win. It's not they can't play for a draw.
Yeah, I know, but they have a bunch of attackers, and they get subbed on.
No, I'm not making the case that Pulisic is a bad play at all.
No, I know.
Right.
I'm just saying
It really just comes down to what. Well, here's a question: if Pulisic, what on the other side, Netherlands are favored. Why not Gakpo?
I just trust Pulisic more as far as even his role on sets, just a little bit more at least, his playing time a little bit more. And I don't agree with the odds in that game. I think
I sense bias.
no, I don't think there's any bias. I'm pretty shocked by those odds. I think they're like based on name only. I don't know. The U.S. has played really well. The Netherlands hasn't played well. Like just breaking that game down. I don't know. The U.S. I feel like is better everywhere except at center back, which is where Netherlands is strongest and is also where we're probably weakest. So yeah, that's a good argument for the Netherlands. But I don't know. Just as far
Do
as
you
this
think
game's
that Memphis? Do you think he starts? Okay, here's the two questions. Do you think he starts? And if he does, do you think he plays 90? Do you think Memphis stays on as long as the game is at hand?
That's an interesting question. I don't think it's guaranteed. No, I don't think it's guaranteed. I think he starts, but I don't think he plays 90. Um,
Do you think he plays
I
90
don't
if they're
know.
down 1-0?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does he have that status anymore? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. He hasn't been in great form. He hasn't been taking set pieces. This is what I mean, though. Like how, Depay on current form almost seems a bit washed. And then you have Pulisic on current form. I mean, he should be starting every game for Chelsea. He's looked like one of the best players in the tournament. I don't know. I just like the U.S. side. I think we got an advantage in midfield. I think Moose has been one of the best players in the tournament. Netherlands, Frankie De Jong is obviously really good. I don't know. I I I think there's more floor points for the U.S. than there is for the Netherlands. That's my hot take. I think that's a hot take.
Here's a question because we haven't seen prices on DraftKings. Maybe, just maybe, because I take a look at positional scarcity. So I think the strongest position on this slate is actually the forward position. I think the weakest position on this slate is defender. Because remember, we're going to get Dumfries is going to be midfield only. You have Robinson and Dest, which Robinson may be a little overpriced for this matchup. We have Acuna. I don't mind Acuna. Montiel may be a little cheap, although he doesn't get forward as much. Can there be a case be made, like, instead of playing Argentina players like DePaul or McAllister or Enzo, if he's in, like, these are the guys that are going to be like 5,500 to 6,000. Why not fit in Pulisic, Messi, and one of, like, and Di Maria or Alvarez or Lautaro Martinez?
Yeah,
And then
that
just
might
put,
be the move.
like, I'll play Christian Romero and a center like Carter Vickers or DeGenic. Like, basically, in order to get 2 Argentina forwards in and Pulisic, who'll probably be midfield only, also midfield eligible as well. Like, and then just I look on this slate and go, is there anyone else that I even want? Like is there any? Is from a floor perspective, I look and I go, would I want Gakpo? But I'd still put Gakpo 4th on the list. I'd rather have Di Maria or Alvarez/Martinez than Gakpo.
Yeah, I think I'm
But
with you.
I look and I go, like, why not just, like, what does Rodrigo De Paul offer me at, like, let's say he's 5,800? That
No, you wouldn't want that. Yeah, you wouldn't want that. I think after the forwards, if there's a next priority, if there's one, it'd probably be Acuna. But even that,
But I mean, I play Acuna over the Argentinian midfielders for the same price. So, like, if they have Acuna, let's say they have Acuna at 5,700 or something, I prefer him over any of the McAllister.
even that, I just see 59 minutes against Poland last match, and they have other left backs, and he doesn't really have that great of a floor. So that's not a priority. Yeah, I'm with you. You might want to just jam another forward then, and you don't need, like you mentioned, you don't need Rodrigo De Paul or Enzo or McAllister. Not in that 5-6K range. Just play Yunus Musa or Frankie De Jong.
Do you think Rodriguez starts? I mean, we have Rodriguez in the Argentina's starting lineup. I know he's a defensive midfielder, but they've been pricing him in like the 3K range.
Yeah,
like, I don't mind using him. I don't mind using him. Like, I feel the more and more I look at this without seeing the pricing, the more and more it feels like I feel outside of Gakpo, Pulisic, Messi, and then the other Argentina forwards, like, no one has a floor. Like, I just have to assume that everyone has a 3-point floor at this point. So why, other than upside, obviously goals and assists, but from a floor perspective, like, why do I want to pay more than 4K for literally anyone else on the slate?
Yeah, you're right. I don't think you do. Maybe we get, maybe you get 3,500 Aaron Moy. Stick him in there, taking all the sets. I mean, he's been scoring 5-6 points a match. 30,
Well, he's not going to take the sets if Goodwin's in.
Yeah, but he did actually. He didn't the first game, and then he did the second game. I gotta see what happened there.
Yeah, but I mean, he's going to be at such a low price that who cares? I mean, like if you're not playing Moy, you can play Jackson Irvine. I mean, once we get into the under 4K, I feel like we're shifting decks on the chairs on the Titanic. Like none of these are safe, and none of these are like. I mean, it's like literally you're playing guys just to fit in, like 3 9K plus players, and then how you go. I think the only decision that you're making after that point is, do you want to play a guy like a 5K range player like Acuna or
I think it would be
Robinson, or do you want to play Enzo, or you want to play Martinez in goal? Like, do you want to pay up a goalkeeper, or do you want to have? And I almost feel like I feel safer just paying up a goalkeeper and having the rest of my lineup just be 4K players.
Yeah, I think me too. I think the one you would want, the one you would pay for out of those mid-range mids is probably Rodrigo De Paul. He took a few corners last game. He took one the game before. He always plays 90. He had 11.5 floor points last game. So I think De Paul is actually probably the best of that mid-range. But yeah, I don't think you need it. Aaron Moy took all the sets.
GPP wise, I know I'm stepping all over you. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
GPP wise, if I'm going to play the 555 or something, or GPP, to me, I think the best play on the slate, the best lineup construction on the slate for this slate specifically, you play a Netherlands stack.
Well, you really don't think anybody's going to do it?
I think it's going to be much lower owned than what the type of game.
Just
it's because 80% of the people that play on DraftKings are Americans, and Australia is cheap. So it's like I could see people going, well, I'm just going to play Argentina, Australia, and try to find, a Duke goal, or it's like they're going to be cheap enough that it fits into builds where you would normally play Weston McKennie or guys like that, or the center backs. Netherlands is going to be overpriced for this matchup, and playing a Gakpo, Klaassen, Dumfries, Van Dijk type of lineup, is going to be much lower owned, and people are going to be more likely to play Americans because they're like, oh, the U.S. could win this game. The U.S. could lose this game 3-0. I mean, like when it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, Netherlands are favored. Netherlands on paper are the better team. And our biggest look who we have at center. Look at our back line. Cameron Carter-Vickers and Tim Ream against Depay, Gakpo, Blinden Dumfries coming up the wing, right? De Jong and I mean, like it's a much the Netherlands attack is way better than the American back line. Why can't Netherlands, put up 3 in this? Maybe it's 3-1.
No.
Maybe it's something like that. And I think more people will go to Argentina, and maybe Argentina only win 1-0. Maybe it's like, Argentina has a history of disappointing in the World Cup. So I wouldn't be completely shocked, especially this World Cup with how many upsets there have been, that it's 4:00 East Coast time, and you're watching your TV and watching Lionel Messi cry on the pitch because he's out of the World Cup.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. I think, like you said,
because let's say, Ryan, Argentina win 1-0. Messi still has like 14 points without a goal, and it's like McAllister has the only goal, or DePaul has the only goal, or it's a header. Otamendi has the goal. I mean, like it's just one goal, and then Argentina just maintain possession and don't do much and keep the ball away from Australia for 45 minutes.
I can see it. Yeah, definitely. It's tough on a 2-game slate. Like, what else can you really do? Argentina is going to be so popular. You mentioned Australia is going to be cheap.
Is the U.S. stack going to be? I think the U.S. stack will be overowned. People will play Robinson, Dest, McKinney, Pulisic type lineups, right? And I think we don't have the pricing, but I'm going to assume that the Netherlands-U.S. game in general is overpriced. Based on the
it'll be interesting
I see Anthony Robinson being $6K and going, how do I pay $6K for this? How do I pay $7,400 for Timothy Way? How do I pay $6,400 for Haji Wright for 60 minutes or something? I mean, like, how do I pay $6,400 for Klaassen, or $6,000 for Dumfries, or $6,200 for Blind at the defender spot, or a $4,500 Nathan Ake? I mean, like, I just see this game being overpriced, and all those 6K level plays, I'd rather just play on Argentina, but I think that's what a lot of people are going to do.
Right.
So playing the guys on the Netherlands, dude, how about this would be the ultimate flipping the build. You do the dinky do. Like, you go balance. Like, instead of playing Pulisic or Messi, you play Duke and Haji Wright.
No, stop. No. There's just not enough elsewhere on this slate. Like,
right, there's nothing to pay up in the midfield. You'd end up paying for one of those forwards anyway.
Oh man, we better not start Haji Wright. I mean, how is he?
We're Sargent. Squad? I mean, like, I'm just saying that I think a lineup, like, to not get crazy, maybe a lineup, if people are going to play Messi plus Pulisic, why not play Gakpo plus Alvarez or Martinez instead? And you still have high upside players. You just hope that they're the ones with the goals, and Messi doesn't get on the score sheet, and Pulisic has just a floor game with 11 points. And you're sitting there with, a Gakpo goal, 8 crosses on corners. Alvarez Martinez has a brace, and it comes via a DePaul assist and a Acuna assist or something like that. And Messi's sitting there with like 10 points also, of like, okay. And Argentina wins 2-0. And like, what else does Messi really have to do? Not much. Like, and he's 12K. And now you have, like, the guys underneath them are 3K less than him, and they have more points. And then you get to, do something like, I'm just trying to, it's 2 games. How many ways
Trust me,
really
I
go?
know there's not much you can really do. Yeah, I mean, obviously fading Messi is a surefire way to get different, especially on this slate. I don't think that's really what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'll just try to mention something different.
Messi
Um,
has minus 165 goal odds.
yeah, and his floor is just gonna be so high when there isn't when there might not be many other high floors that it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, you would need goals. If you're fading him, it's for goals, couple
And
goals.
the problem though is that when Argentina score goals, typically Messi's part of the goal,
Right.
either as
Like if
the
you're
assist or the goal.
yeah, like if you're fading him, you need expensive goals and probably from the other game, like Gakpo and Pulisic. I don't know how you fade all those expensive forwards. You can't do it.
Especially when you can't pay up for anyone in the midfield. Like if you did that, if you played a Sargent or Wright and a Duke, like you'd have so much money that your utility spot would just be one of the other forwards. All you'd have Gakpo or Messi or Pulisic in your lineup anyway. Because really,
Right.
those forwards are priced the same as like the 5K, 6K level midfielders that you'd be playing in lineups anyway. That's like, well, they're just fitting in a forward spot now. So basically, you're playing the same lineup with Messi, but instead of McAllister, you're playing Sargent. Just that you have
Yep.
to use a utility spot or a forward spot on him instead of a midfield spot.
Yeah, I agree. I think another thing you could do, just trying to get a little different, and it's not even it's tough to get different, obviously, but playing Matthew Ryan, Australia's keeper, with some of your Argentina players. I see a guy in the chat talking about the 12 shots on target against Poland. Something like that can happen again. We saw, Szczesny in a lot of winning lineups, even though Argentina scored and Argentina players had good games. So don't forget about that construction on a slate like this.
And
Me
if you're going to
personally,
do that, you pair up Ryan with John Sutar
you
because
could.
he's 6'6". Moy, no,
Yeah.
this is what you do. You do Moy plus Sutar plus Ryan, and you hope for the
And what are you
set
leaving
piece.
20K salary on the floor or on the table? No,
Well, you can still
I
play,
get it.
dude. You could still play Messi in that lineup.
Right, you have to. Yeah.
Because let's say
Yeah.
there's not a clean sheet. Let's say Australia and Argentina are 2-1, but Ryan has like 7 saves. Netherlands, US is 1-1 penalty kicks, after 120 or something. Like none of the goalkeeper, Ryan could give up 2 goals and have the highest score at goalkeeper on the slate. And you still get the Sutar header goal with the Moy assist. And Messi has 8 shots and 3 on goal and the goal. And I mean, like I don't mind playing Messi at 12K even against it's a 2-game slate. The opportunity cost. If it was a 4-game slate, then you could just find a cheap keeper from one of the other games. But this, it's quite possible that Ryan puts up as many it's quite possible that Argentina score the most goals and Ryan still has the highest goalkeeper score on the slate, even over Martinez.
Right. Yep, I agree. And it's the thing that not a lot of people will do. So I think I'll have some builds like that. That makes sense. I don't know. The easy one for me is just like make the optimal lineup, but with Timothy Weah, that sort of thing. I'll do some stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else we can say. It's only a 2-game slate,
I keep on staring at the DC positions for the US and go,
I know, man. I know.
how is this ever going to be a clean sheet?
Well, because Netherlands' attack has been toothless, and Depay is not good. They don't, Bergwijn, Klaassen, these aren't players that really should be starting for the Netherlands. I know, obviously, Gakpo is very talented, but their attack hasn't looked great. So that's how. I mean, that's the optimism side.
Where's Robin Van Persie where we need him?
Yeah, well, the U.S. doesn't want that. I don't know.
Yeah, in
US...
comparison to Path Netherlands side, this is a very weak Netherlands. We're used to Netherlands being an amazing team that underperforms at the World Cup. This is
right.
a team that's pretty weak for
Right.
past
And
Netherlands. I mean, you go back to the late 90s and the Netherlands were a powerhouse.
totally, yeah. And it's Depay at his weakest. It's everything about it. Yeah. So, I mean, the U.S. has been good at keeping possession, good at defense. I mean, I don't know. I like our chances.
I just care about my lineups. But
Yeah,
I have a second thing in the back. Although I'm a greedy, I care about my money. If the U.S. advances, that means there's going to be more interest in the World Cup in general until the next game, which means more people will probably play on DraftKings. So, like, to me, the U.S.
so
not
that's why
making the
you're
World
rooting
Cup
for the U.S.
4 years ago was horrible for DraftKings. Even though we had good soccer contests back then, it could have been way better had the U.S. made it. And that's why, like, 2026, when it's in the United States, maybe we get a World Cup milli maker.
Oh, we can only dream.
It's not
You
going to
know,
happen.
it's been pretty good so far this year, though. Most contests have been filling. We've had some big prize pools, but yeah, hope
Well,
the
you're playing
Americans
with
stay in
house
it.
money. I mean, you have two 20K wins already.
Yeah,
I almost got there I almost got there the other day. I came in
I saw.
fourth in the
I saw.
555.
I saw. I
Almost.
saw. Yeah, it's
Almost.
been a good World Cup. You've had a good World Cup too, though. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, it's been great.
I've been getting decent enough head-to-head action that a
Yeah, I
lot of
saw you
times
crushing.
that I've been like missing some of these double ups, but still profiting because I'm getting like a 215 sold and 109 sold, and I take a look at their lineups and I go, good luck,
Right.
right?
Okay.
But it's
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
those lineups that you look at and you go, this lineup, I'm either going to beat this lineup or this lineup's going to win by 40 points.
Right. Right.
Right? You see a lot of cash lineups with goal dependent players, and you go, as long as I avoid the goals here, like I should be fine. Although I fell into the Darwin Nunez trap today.
Yeah.
They would
I don't
dare
think it
you
was the
said it.
worst, but
They were daring you to play him at 6,700. It's like,
they were. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I went with Jesus, but that's similar.
and they took the guys off, and they needed
I
to
know.
score another
Of
goal.
course. Right. Of course. I know.
Why?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it for a 2-game slate. And we don't have prices, but it's pretty simple actually for cash games at least. Yeah, Jordan. Any other thoughts?
Nope. Hopefully the pricing. I'd love for it if they made the pricing a little softer this slate, right? Because
Would
the
be
U.S. is
nice.
playing more interest, and maybe we get a Messi at 10.8, and Pulisic is 8,300, right? And Gakpo is 8,900, and maybe like stuff like that. We get Di Maria 7,900, and it's like, oh, okay. Oh, I can make lineups that don't have like Cameron Carter Vickers as a punt, or I have to play like Miles DeGenic or something. Like, I don't have to do that. But who knows? That I'm hoping for a little softer pricing for this slate, particularly because it's not because people are going to want to put in Messi and Pulisic. I can think of the casual person, Messi, Pulisic, and oh my God, what the hell do I do now? Is
Right.
not a fun experience for people. I don't mind it, but it's not a fun experience for people in general. That if they soften it up, but we've seen some slates where they come out with a Man City EPL slate, and we look and you go, why is Raheem Sterling 6,800, and why is Holland only 9,300 when they're a minus not 700 favorite?
Yeah.
And you
Right.
go,
Right.
okay,
Yeah. Hopefully
now
we get one like that.
right.
Hopefully we get one like that. All right. Cool. Me and Adam will be back tomorrow. We got these. The Brazil game coming up now. Yep. So good luck tonight and good luck for the Americans tomorrow. And yeah, me and Adam will be back talking about Sunday's slate. Thanks, Jordan. Good luck, everybody.